$200,000 in missed rent payments in Alameda County, California? If you're a landlord in Alameda County, this video is for you. Two videos shown by ABC7 News last week generated over 2,000 to 3,000 comments where two cases of rent non-payments, one in Fremont and one in Pleasanton, was reported on. Let's take a look and see what happened. Hi, this is Michael Chu of 7M Realty in Fremont, Silicon Valley. And if this is your first time on our channel, click subscribe below and hit the little bell so you will get notified every time we upload a new video. All right, let's take a look at the first video.
In 1986, Gary bought his dream home in Pleasanton, a 4-bedroom house with a pool and a view of the mountains.
They looked out this window and the woman said, "Oh my God." It was just amazing for her to see what this was.
36 years later, his dream home is now an income property. But for the past 26 months, he hasn't made any income.
For
What?
Over 2 years, I have tenants that have not paid a single dollar.
Gary said the couple who rented the house have a business and the wife has a stable job, yet refused to pay, citing COVID rent protection laws.
They are very aware that they don't have to pay because I can't evict them, and that's what they're doing. I mean, they're purposely doing that to me, and it hurts.
How much money do they owe at this point?
It's over $100,000.
He applied for the state's house.
All right, let's take a look at the second video here.
Dan, after we covered the story of the Bay Area landlord who hasn't gotten paid for the past 2 years, I was contacted by several small property owners who say they're also in the same boat. Tonight, you're going to meet a Pleasanton couple who says their tenant is refusing to pay and owes them more than $100,000 in rent.
Another one.
In January of 2020, Rakesh and Tripti's biggest nightmare began. They rented their 3-bedroom house in Fremont to a tenant who they say has been defrauding several landlords for years. They had no idea.
He gave us a check and he gave us a fake W-2. He gave us a fake credit report.
2 months later, the pandemic hit. Is your tenant using the COVID protections to stay in your home?
Of course he is. Before COVID also his intention was not to pay. But because of COVID, he got extra months to stay.
These property owners say their tenant has refused to pay for over 2 years and owes them more than $100,000 in rent.
Our financial planning is totally messed up at this point. Just because we are forced by the county to keep a criminal in our home.
The plan was to use the Fremont property to pay for their kids' college. One of them graduates high school next month. I'm looking at your wall here, and this is the reason why you're hurting.
Yes, because this is my life, this is my world. Whatever happens with my career, kids' future, I will always blame Alameda County for that.
They lawyered up and tried to evict their tenant, who they say had...
All right, comment below if you or anyone you know are facing anything like this. And yes, it is appalling and disgusting. What have we learned from these two cases for buy and hold investors in Alameda County? My biggest takeaway is that Alameda County has one of the best protections for the tenant in the country and in the state of California, which means a few things. Number one, if you have paying tenants right now, treat them really nicely so they feel like paying the rent and go really light on rent increases, even if you do feel justified. Keeping good relationship with tenants has another benefit where you and the tenant can apply for government aid together. There are so many of these landlord-tenant pairs that did not move in sync, and neither is getting the fund government set aside to help with the situation. Comment if you agree with this observation. Number two, if you happen to have a tenant moving out, really consider every option before jumping back into renting again. Who knows if the pandemic will roll around and governments start imposing moratorium again. And if you decide to continue to rent, maybe look up a realtor you trust to screen and find appropriate tenant. There's no guarantee that it can eliminate any of the above, but professional screening may help you avoid getting into one of these situations. And comment below if you're thinking of renting again and what measures are you taking. Number 3, if you have one of these above situations and you want to either get rent paid or house back, both options may feel like an uphill battle. At least know that there are some advice services available to help with your situation. For instance, Fremont has a landlord, tenant, and fair housing services who can advise you on what potential next steps might be. I will list the phone number in the description. And comment below if you have used that service and were you able to get any good advice. Number 4, always a last resort option. You may want to make use of something called Ellis Act and take possession back to sell the property. And of course, there are stipulations related to this, so make sure you research the condition it is applicable to. And in addition, it may be wise to consult an attorney on how to approach this. Comment below if you were on either side of this action. Number 5, one last thing. There is an option to offer the tenant money to sign a legal agreement to vacate with an agreed upon sum of money, oftentimes referred to as the cash for key method, and there are details in here you don't want to miss. A local attorney could tell you how to do this the right way. Again, number 4 and number 5 are more of the domains of attorney, and since I'm not an attorney, be sure to find that qualified legal representation to craft your move. Again, comment below if you have tried this and how effective it was to you. Okay, I have gone through a few scenarios for you. Does any of these sound appealing to you? Why or why not? Comment below your situation and let us know your opinion. So the conclusion is, if you're a landlord in Alameda County or Northern California, watch out. In California, particularly in NorCal, if you're lucky enough to sell your property here, perhaps find a team in another state where the buy and hold strategy works out better, both the number and the legal protection side. Of course, you will need boots on the ground, but the likelihood of the above scenario might be much lower. In fact, selling one investment property here in Northern California and moving to a different but growing metropolis with 1031 exchange still intact may not be a bad option financially. In a pandemic-induced environment, traditional investment strategy is challenged and may warrant some change. Comment below on how you're coping or changing your investment strategy, and don't be left holding the bag. This is Michael Chu of 7M Realty in Fremont, Silicon Valley. Subscribe to my channel for everything real estate. Hit the little bell so you don't miss any of the new video uploads. Please comment below and reach out to me if you would like to consult on any of the above points. Let's make it a great day.